What's up, gamers? Your boy Beast Gamer Kuma here yet again with our Monster Hunter World impressions. I'm sitting here with Easy Logic, where he shares his thoughts on Monster Hunter World as we played a bit of the beta together. And other than that, enjoy the little interview that we have right now. Alright? Beast out.
The game's alright so far. I had to play I had to play more of it to really get good detail. But when it comes to a lot of the movements of the game, I just hope that people realize that there's the fundamentals of Monster Hunter are still very deeply ingrained in the game. The only thing is like the last time we had a console Monster Hunter was the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
If that gives you an idea.
Yeah, I used to play
There
that
was
one.
Monster Hunter Online for the PS for PC. Then you had like the PSP versions.
Yeah.
Other than that, this thing's pretty much just been on what? It's been on handheld or PC for literally the last 13 years. It's been a while.
Yeah. We
So
also had a P.
I
Yeah.
would suggest that people most likely get familiarity with the controls and remap them any way they see fit because a lot of the dodging or the running it can be simplified because they allow you to run with the analog stick, but I see that there's a problem where if you're moving and then toggling between menus, you could go to the quick menu where it just allows you to use these things quickly, and I'm not really a big fan of that. So I can't move and move my sidebar, but they want me to use the quick menu bar at the same time, which can affect my running direction. So that's weird. I'm not a big fan of that at the moment. Um, the aiming with the knife is a lot better, but the auto aiming is not something I really like at all. But I guess it helps for people that use things like glaive or bow and arrow. I haven't used bow or the bow guns yet, so I kind of have to put more time into it to see how that works out. Other than that, you gotta learn you just pretty much gotta relearn the game again. It's not gonna be that bad, but the muscle memory is still there.
Yeah.
But it's cool. There's a lot of verticality, but it seems like the maps are seems like the maps are big, but the areas where you have the standalone fights are
Yeah.
in doesn't seem that huge. Like it seems like in comparison, like the world is huge and big, but if you play any of the console Monster Hunters, it will take the monsters didn't ever seem that big in comparison, or they can hold up an area. This seems a little bit too realistic. So a lot of areas, like if I was in Area 10 on the One Spy Rampage mission,
Mhm.
it's just a small, tiny area. It's real tiny. Like there's lag, there's no load times or anything, but it's real tiny.
So if you go into like
That's
a
why
pro and con with the game, like what are your cons for starters?
cons. The menu movement. It's I don't know. I probably need to get a grasp of it, but the fact that I can't move side and side on my menu bar when I want to,
Mhm.
because there's not time. I don't need to use my items when I want to use them. I just want to have them prepped on the chances I do need to get there. So I want to navigate to them. I like to navigate to things beforehand. I don't want to use them now, but I want to use it beforehand.
Mhm.
So the menu navigation's a little wonky. Uh, I guess the other thing you have to deal with is new hunters, which is not a bad thing, but it's gonna need communication. And
Mm.
like most things that involve communication, there are people who would say that, oh, I only main one weapon. That's fine, that's great. But if they main that weapon and they still do poorly, I believe they still need to have some level of criticism of how
Gotcha.
to use a weapon. Because like imagine somebody has a hammer
Yeah.
and you're smacking the tail. Say, hey, dude, aim for the head. It's very useful that way. It does more damage. I'm glad that the damage counter is there so people could, show that they're telling the truth there. It
Yeah,
helps out.
exactly. That's why you was in the front with your axes and hammers while I was in the back with my glaive.
Yeah, because like with the glaive, you pretty much could be hitting the legs, body, tail, back. You got a lot of options.
Yeah.
But if you're using the hammer, I only got like stomp toes and heads. That's pretty much all I got. Yeah.
It was good strategy.
Um, but just what I do recommend, this is not a con, but just a recommendation. Everybody keeps saying, you might find people that say, oh, what's the best weapon? What's the best class to use? What's the best armor? None of that matters if you don't know the basics of dodging,
Mm-hmm.
movement, and evading.
Exactly,
Don't
because
know
like you were
those.
saying earlier, you
The,
can hurt your other teammate by hitting them or knocking them around, right?
yeah, I could literally, some weapons could literally launch you in the air. If you're new to the game, you go launch people in the air. Like you can actually use that to your advantage. Like you can save them from getting tagged by something,
Yeah.
because when you get launched in the air, that's an invincibility frame.
Mm.
But once they recover, um, you uh you are out of your invincibility frame. But I recommend that everybody picks up a weapon that they're not comfortable with
Mm-hmm.
and play with it at least for a day. You know, for a full day.
So what?
What like let's just say 2 hours.
So what
Learn
pros do you
use a
have
weapon
so
for two
far?
hours. Pros, the game looks phenomenal. The non-loading is pretty good. The movement between terrain is pretty good, swift. The bugs in item collection is streamlined, so you're no longer doing that whole stop in one place, gather. You know, you can literally gather it while running, which is pretty nice. You just gotta know what to look for.
Yeah.
I mean, the items that you need to gather don't stick out as much because it's a realistic looking. It looks realistic now, so I'm literally looking out for bushes, herbs, things that grows at a certain area, mushrooms, fungus, and I'm running over it and press circle to gather it at the same time. Um, the throwing knife problem. You now aim like really easily. So they have the bow gun trigger on just normal characters, so you can pretty much just look at a certain direction and start throwing in that area. I haven't used the grappling hook too much, but it seems like climbing up walls seems fun, but I don't see why it if it's any faster at all, because all I see that when I use the grappling hook is for like short distances, so it makes jumping a little bit longer
Yeah.
than it's just normally climb it. So don't know.
Well, honestly, the
There's some
grappling
things
hook.
that
Sorry, the grappling hook came in handy when I'm like riding the animal, and then when they try to knock
hmm
me off, I hit them with the grappling hook and come back right on. That came in handy.
yeah, no, that's it's pretty handy. I'm not sure. It doesn't really give me a good indication. There should be. I think there is an indicator to tell you when the monster's about to do something, but there's 3 areas to mountain, where it's the head, body, and tail.
Mm-hmm.
You have to move it between all three, so you won't get launched off.
Yeah.
You know. Or like if you're trying to break a specific part, you jump to that body part. So if I remember mounting the bar off, like we were just fighting,
Yeah.
I would just mount him and then go for his head at all times.
Yeah. I went
You
for
know.
the tail a lot, so that's why I was trying to lop that shit off, and we actually did, which was awesome.
Yeah. It's still but it's game's fun. It's fun, but it's just like gotta get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice introduction to the beta, and it gives you a lot of room, especially when you see the other monsters that was attacking our monster that we was chasing after. That was nice to see.
Oh yeah, also nine lives. You get 9 chances, y'all.
Nine
I'm not sure
chances.
I'm not sure if it's they're saying that it's because this game is getting made fun of, that it's considered the Western Monster Hunter, or like it's very Western centric.
Mm-hmm.
I see where they're coming from because it's very action somewhat,
Mm-hmm.
but because you have a lot more movement freedom than you did, because when you attack in most of the games, it's very static. You go in one direction, things like that. That was and they've been transitioning that by using all these skills and things like that. So it's fun, and it's really unique, but you have to learn to get used to each weapon now, especially if you're a main. If you want to use those words, because yeah, because if you're a main on a certain weapon, you might not be familiar with how you run your weapon anymore.
That makes a lot of sense, yo. Awesome playing with you, though. We're gonna have a great time. Hopefully, I'll see you on when the game drops on January 26th, though. So we'll see what happens.
It still seems so far away, man.
I know, right? Doesn't it feel that way? It's like, damn, it's coming like end of the
Dude,
month of January, so.
I wasn't even like if you asked me last year, I wasn't even aware that this game was being made. But then they're like, oh, good guy, Capcom just released this out of nowhere. It's like, hey, here's a beta. Hey, here's this. The game's coming out 2 months now. Enjoy. It's like, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I lost my
You
mind.
know who doesn't do that? Kingdom Hearts. Damn you, Kingdom Hearts. Why do you do that?
Damn you, cause yeah, everybody wants that Kingdom Hearts 3, but all you're doing is just teasing people. It's just messed up.
It's like, how many times can you keep playing the same song?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna see
Let's
what
be
happens.
honest, they've been playing that same.
Square
Playing that
Enix.
same song for a minute.
Square Enix has that reputation of making people wait. But that's what happens, yo. But honestly, it was good playing with you, man. So we'll see what happens when Monster Hunter drops. Definitely check out Easy Logic dropping down information on his YouTube channel. So we're gonna be checking that out.
Yeah, I haven't been doing too much on it, but I enjoy it though now.
Yeah, I know, man. It's good working with you. So we're gonna see what happens in the future, dude.